Women, if you wake up and feel your skin thinner than it was just days ago, if dryness returns no matter how carefully you moisturize, and if fine lines on your face and neck deepen faster after 50, this is not random aging. What most women are never told is that collagen loss after menopause is strongly linked to daily nutrition, and specific vegetables can begin activating collagen more effectively. As women move through their 50s, collagen does not fade gradually, but declines rapidly as estrogen levels fall, leaving skin thinner and more vulnerable to wrinkles and loss of firmness. Many women respond by adding more creams or stronger treatments, yet collagen renewal depends far more on internal biological support than surface care alone. I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal wellness, and today I want to offer a science-based perspective. Certain vegetables contain nutrients that directly influence collagen synthesis, protect existing fibers, reduce silent inflammation, and strengthen skin structure from within, making them especially important after menopause. Before we begin, please subscribe and comment the country you're watching from, so I can see how far this message is reaching women around the world. If this content helps you, please help me reach my first 50,000 subscribers, so I can continue growing this channel. Stay until the end as I have a surprise for you, and now let's move into the first vegetable that can begin supporting collagen. 1. Red bell pepper, the vitamin C collagen engine. As we move from the introduction into the body, it helps to begin with a vegetable that matches the moment many women describe in their early 50s, when the face looks familiar, yet feels less supported, as though dryness settles faster and fine lines linger longer after stress or poor sleep. What looks like a surface problem is often a deeper post-menopause shift, where collagen production slows while oxidative strain quietly speeds up breakdown. Red bell pepper matters here because it delivers vitamin C in a form the body can use efficiently. Vitamin C supports the enzymes that stabilize and lock in new collagen fibers, so they form stronger, better organized strands rather than fragile ones that crease easily. And nutritional dermatology research has consistently linked adequate vitamin C intake with better skin density and fewer visible wrinkles over time. What makes red bell pepper especially valuable is that its benefit can be turned into a simple routine. A realistic target is about half to 1 cup on most days, and you can choose the form your digestion tolerates best, because consistency matters more than perfection. If raw peppers feel light and comfortable, slicing them into lunch makes the habit almost effortless. If raw vegetables tend to bloat you, roasting or gently sautéing red pepper softens the fibers while keeping much of its vitamin C, and the sweetness that develops with cooking often makes it easier to eat regularly. To get the best collagen support, avoid eating red pepper in isolation. Pair it with a small amount of healthy fat such as olive oil, avocado, or tahini, because the red pigments and carotenoids are absorbed more effectively with fat present, and then include a protein source in the same meal, so your body has the amino acids it needs for rebuilding. A practical collagen plate can be roasted red pepper with eggs, salmon beans, or Greek yogurt finished with olive oil and lemon, which also supports vitamin C intake in a natural food-based way. When red bell pepper becomes a steady part of your week, collagen care shifts from chasing quick fixes to rebuilding a foundation, and that sets the stage for the next vegetable, which supports firmness by protecting the skin's elasticity. 2. Broccoli, the elastin preserver. After collagen begins to thin, many women notice another change that feels even more discouraging when the skin no longer seems to hold its shape the way it once did, and areas like the jawline or cheeks appear softer despite good hydration and careful skincare. This loss of definition is not simply about sagging on the surface, but reflects a deeper weakening of elastin, the flexible fibers that allow skin to stretch with expression and then return smoothly to rest. Broccoli becomes important at this stage because it helps protect elastin before it breaks down further. From a biological perspective, broccoli contains compounds that support the body's natural antioxidant defense systems, helping reduce the oxidative stress that accelerates damage to both elastin and collagen after menopause. Research in nutritional and aging science has shown that women who regularly consume cruciferous vegetables tend to maintain better tissue resilience over time, not because these foods rebuild elastin once it is lost, but because they slow the processes that cause it to fragment prematurely. What makes broccoli especially practical is that its benefit does not require large portions or complicated preparation. 1 cup 4 to 5 times per week is enough to provide steady support. Light steaming is often ideal as it preserves key compounds while making broccoli easier to digest, especially for women who notice bloating with raw vegetables. If you enjoy roasting, keep the heat gentle and the cooking time short to avoid breaking down its protective nutrients. For better results, broccoli should be eaten as part of a balanced plate. Pairing it with a source of healthy fat such as olive oil, sesame seeds, or avocado helps the body utilize its protective compounds more effectively, while adding protein in the same meal supports tissue maintenance and repair. A simple example could be steamed broccoli with grilled fish eggs, tofu, or lentils finished with olive oil and herbs, creating a meal that supports firmness without feeling restrictive. When broccoli is included consistently, it helps the skin retain its natural flexibility and structure, creating a more stable base, before hydration becomes the next focus in supporting youthful-looking skin. 3. Cucumber, the hydration stabilizer. At a certain point after 50, many women begin to feel frustrated by a specific contradiction, where the skin looks dry and lined, even on days when water intake is adequate and skincare feels consistent, as though moisture simply refuses to stay where it is needed. This pattern is not imagined because menopause alters the skin's ability to retain hydration, weakening the internal matrix that normally holds water within the dermal layers and allowing fine lines to appear more pronounced throughout the day. Cucumber becomes useful here because it supports hydration from the inside out rather than masking dryness at the surface. Physiologically, cucumber provides structured water and silica that help reinforce the framework responsible for water retention in the skin. Silica contributes to the stability of the collagen matrix that binds moisture, while the high water content improves cellular hydration in a way that topical products cannot replicate, especially in mature skin, where moisture loss accelerates with age. From a practical standpoint, cucumber is one of the easiest vegetables to use consistently. About 1 cup most days is sufficient, and preparation can be adjusted based on digestion and preference. For women who feel comfortable with raw foods, adding sliced cucumber to lunch or enjoying it as an afternoon snack creates a light habit that does not feel restrictive. For those who notice bloating with raw vegetables, lightly salting cucumber and allowing it to rest briefly, or incorporating it into warm dishes such as soups or stir-fries, often improves tolerance while maintaining its hydrating benefits. To help hydration last longer, cucumber should be combined thoughtfully. Eating it alongside a source of protein supports the collagen framework that holds moisture in place, while a small amount of healthy fat slows water loss from the skin. Simple options include cucumber with Greek yogurt and herbs, cucumber dressed with olive oil beside a balanced dinner, or cucumber added to a meal with fish eggs or legumes. With regular use, cucumber helps hydration feel more stable rather than fleeting, calming the skin and softening the appearance of fine lines while preparing it for the next layer of support that focuses on shielding collagen from everyday oxidative stress. 4. Tomatoes, the UV and oxidation shield. Some mornings, the skin does not look dry so much as muted, with tone appearing flatter and texture slightly rougher, as if light no longer bounces back the way it used to. For many women after 50, that dullness is the visible side of a deeper process, oxidative stress, quietly accumulating while post-menopause collagen becomes easier to damage and slower to repair. Tomatoes support this stage of aging because they strengthen the body's internal defenses against oxidation instead of relying on surface treatments to hide it. Their key compound lycopene has been studied in nutritional dermatology for helping reduce the collagen-weakening effects of everyday light exposure and environmental stress, and higher dietary lycopene intake has been associated with smoother texture and fewer visible signs of photoaging. In simple terms, lycopene helps collagen fibers stay more organized and resilient so the surface looks more even and refined rather than tired. The practical part is straightforward and it does not require perfect eating. Aim for roughly 1 cup of cooked tomatoes or tomato-based foods 3 to 5 times per week because gentle heat makes lycopene more available. That can be tomato soup, a simple simmered sauce, roasted tomatoes, or a stew you already enjoy, so the habit feels natural rather than forced. Absorption is where many women miss the benefit. Lycopene is fat-soluble, so pairing tomatoes with a small amount of healthy fats such as olive oil, avocado nuts, or tahini helps your body actually use what you ate, and adding protein in the same meal supports ongoing collagen maintenance by supplying amino acids for repair. A simple collagen plate could be tomatoes cooked in olive oil alongside fish eggs, lentils, or beans finished with herbs and a squeeze of lemon. I want to make this personal for you right here. If uneven tone dullness or sun-related aging has been the change you notice, most comment 1. If dryness or loss of firmness feels like your main struggle, comment 0, so I can prioritize what you truly need. With tomatoes in place as a steady internal shield, we can move to the next step, strengthening the barrier so these improvements last longer each day. 5. Kale, the barrier strengthener. After addressing oxidation and tone, many women begin to recognize a different issue that feels harder to describe. When the skin reacts more easily, feels thinner to the touch, and seems unable to maintain comfort throughout the day, even with products that once worked well. This sensitivity is not simply about dryness, but about a weakened skin barrier, which becomes increasingly common after menopause, as hormonal shifts reduce lipid production and slow cellular renewal. Kale supports this stage of skin aging by helping reinforce the barrier that protects collagen and moisture from daily stress. Nutritionally, kale provides vitamin A precursors, vitamin K, and antioxidants that support healthy epidermal turnover. These nutrients help skin cells mature properly and form tighter connections, creating a stronger outer layer that reduces water loss and shields deeper collagen structures. Research in skin and nutrition has shown that diets rich in leafy green vegetables are associated with better barrier function and improved resilience in mature skin because they supply the building blocks needed for steady repair rather than short-term relief. What makes kale especially useful is that its effect becomes noticeable when it is used consistently, not aggressively. 1 to 2 cups 4 to 5 times per week is enough to support barrier health without overwhelming digestion. For women who tolerate raw greens, adding kale to salads or blending it into smoothies works easily. For those who experience bloating or discomfort, lightly steaming or sautéing kale softens its fibers and often makes it much easier to digest while preserving its core nutrients. Preparation matters just as much as frequency. Massaging kale with olive oil, lemon, or a light dressing helps break down tough cell walls, improving nutrient absorption and reducing digestive strain. Pairing kale with protein supports the skin's renewal process, while healthy fats help transport fat-soluble vitamins that strengthen the barrier. A practical meal might include sautéed kale with eggs, fish tofu, or beans finished with olive oil and herbs, creating steady support without complexity. As the barrier strengthens, many women notice their skin feels calmer, less reactive, and better able to hold hydration and firmness throughout the day. This stability becomes essential because once the barrier is supported, inflammation becomes easier to control, which is exactly where the next vegetable begins to play its role. 6. Sweet red onion, the inflammation breaker. For many women, after 50 skin changes are not always dramatic, but feel persistent as if recovery has slowed, and the face holds on to signs of stress longer than it once did even when sleep and skincare remain consistent. This lingering fatigue often reflects low-grade inflammation, a quiet process that becomes more active after menopause and interferes with how collagen is formed and maintained over time. Sweet red onion supports the skin at this stage by helping calm this internal inflammatory pressure rather than masking its effects. Nutritionally, red onions are rich in quercetin, a plant compound studied for its role in reducing inflammatory signaling linked to accelerated collagen breakdown. Research in nutritional and aging science has shown that diets containing quercetin-rich foods are associated with lower markers of chronic inflammation, which matters because ongoing inflammation disrupts collagen organization and weakens skin structure. When this internal stress is reduced, collagen fibers tend to form more coherently, allowing the skin to appear smoother and less reactive. Red onion also contributes sulfur-containing compounds that support detoxification pathways, helping the body clear oxidative byproducts more efficiently. By easing this internal load, the skin is exposed to less daily stress, which helps explain why women who regularly include red onion often describe their complexion as calmer and more balanced, with fewer sudden flare-ups or texture changes. From a practical perspective, sweet red onion is easy to use without large portions or complicated preparation. About a quarter to half of a medium onion several times per week is sufficient. For women who tolerate raw onion, thin slices added to salads or paired with protein can work comfortably. For those who find raw onion irritating, lightly cooking or caramelizing it softens its intensity while preserving much of its benefit. Pairing red onion with healthy fats such as olive oil improves absorption of its active compounds, while including protein supports ongoing tissue repair. A simple meal could include sautéed red onion with eggs, fish, lentils, or beans finished with herbs and vegetables that complement its natural sweetness. As inflammation becomes more controlled, many women notice their skin feels steadier and less reactive, creating the right internal environment for collagen renewal and preparing the skin for the next vegetable, which focuses on activation rather than calming. 7. Brussels sprouts, the collagen activator. After inflammation is better controlled, many women begin to sense a different kind of limitation, when the skin no longer looks irritated or unstable, yet still feels slow to renew, as if firmness returns less readily and recovery takes longer after small stresses. This stage is less about protection and more about activation, because collagen can only improve when the signals that tell skin cells to rebuild are strong enough, something that often weakens after menopause. Brussels sprouts support this phase by helping reactivate collagen renewal, rather than simply preserving what remains. Nutritionally, they are rich in vitamin C and plant compounds that assist the body in collagen cross-linking, the process that gives collagen fibers their strength and structure. They also contain indole 3-carbinol, a compound studied for its role in supporting healthy estrogen metabolism, which matters because even small hormonal imbalances after menopause can affect how efficiently collagen is produced. Research in nutrition and aging has shown that regular intake of cruciferous vegetables is associated with better tissue regeneration and slower structural decline, particularly in mature skin. What makes Brussels sprouts especially useful is that their effect builds gradually and reliably when they are used with consistency. A practical amount is about 1 cup 3 to 4 times per week, which is enough to stimulate collagen activity without overwhelming digestion. For women who dislike their bitterness, roasting Brussels sprouts at moderate heat brings out a natural sweetness and makes them far easier to enjoy. Light steaming is another gentle option, especially for those with sensitive digestion. For best results, Brussels sprouts should be combined thoughtfully. Eating them with a source of protein supports collagen formation by supplying amino acids, while healthy fats improve absorption of their active compounds. A simple approach might include roasted Brussels sprouts with olive oil, alongside chicken, fish, eggs, or lentils, creating a meal that quietly supports firmness without feeling like a treatment. As collagen activation improves, many women notice their skin feels denser and more responsive, not dramatically transformed, but steadily stronger. This renewed activity prepares the skin for the final step in this sequence, which focuses on long-term preservation and maintaining youthful structure as the years continue. 8. Asparagus, the youth preservation vegetable. A quieter shift many women notice later in this process is not sudden sagging or irritation, but a gradual loss of inner vitality when the skin seems to age a little faster each year and no longer rebounds with the same strength it once had. This stage reflects long-term cellular fatigue, where repair still happens but lacks efficiency, allowing collagen and supportive tissues to weaken slowly over time rather than collapse all at once. Asparagus supports this phase by helping preserve youthful function at the cellular level. It is naturally rich in glutathione, one of the body's key internal antioxidants, which helps protect cells from oxidative damage that accelerates aging. As estrogen declines, oxidative stress increases quietly, placing more strain on collagen-producing cells and shortening their functional lifespan. By supporting glutathione availability, asparagus helps reduce this internal burden, allowing skin cells to operate in a more balanced and protected environment. Asparagus also provides folate and gentle prebiotic fibers that support cell renewal and metabolic efficiency. Folate is involved in DNA repair and cellular turnover processes that become less efficient with age and directly affect how well the skin regenerates. Nutritional research has associated adequate folate intake with healthier tissue maintenance, which is especially relevant for mature skin that benefits from steady long-term support rather than quick stimulation. From a practical perspective, asparagus works best as a regular, uncomplicated habit. 1 cup 3 to 4 times per week is sufficient to provide ongoing support. Light steaming or roasting preserves its key nutrients while keeping it easy to digest. For women with sensitive digestion, cooking asparagus until just tender often improves tolerance without reducing its benefit. Asparagus pairs naturally with both protein and healthy fats, which enhances its protective effects. Serving it alongside eggs, fish, poultry, or legumes supports collagen maintenance, while olive oil or avocado helps deliver fat-soluble antioxidants more efficiently. A simple meal might include steamed asparagus drizzled with olive oil paired with salmon or eggs. With consistent use, asparagus helps slow the pace of visible aging by supporting cellular resilience and protecting collagen from gradual decline, strengthening the conditions that allow skin to age with stability, confidence, and grace. As we close, remember that collagen loss after 50 is not a sudden failure of your skin, but a gradual response to hormonal shifts, nutrition, and cellular support. The vegetables we discussed are not trends or quick fixes. Each one supports a specific part of the process, from hydration and protection to calming inflammation and preserving long-term resilience. When used consistently, they help your skin rebuild stability rather than chase temporary results. You do not need to change everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 vegetables that feel easy to include. Stay consistent and allow your body time to respond. Collagen repair works best when it is steady, patient, and supported from within. If this video has been helpful and you would like to support the growth of this channel, you are welcome to make a small donation. It is never expected, but it truly helps me continue sharing clear, science-based guidance for women over 50. Before you go, please like this video, share it with another woman who may need this message, and subscribe to the channel for future guidance. Thank you for being here and for taking this step toward caring for your health with confidence.